Good morning, parents. Let's take a few moments to center ourselves, be still, and set our intention for the day. But before we dive into the content, please do show your support by liking and subscribing to this channel. Not only does it encourage us to continue making more content, but it also helps our videos to rank higher and be made available to more parents. Let's take a deep breath, let go of any negativity, and fully connect with yourself in this present moment. So today we're picking up at Matthew 8. So we start in Matthew 8, verse 1. When he was come down from the mountain, great multitudes followed him. And behold, there came a leper and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Jesus put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will. Be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus saith unto him, See thou tell no man, but go thy way, show thyself to the priest, offer the gift that Moses commanded for a testimony unto them. And when Jesus was entered into Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion beseeching him, saying, Lord, my servant lieth at home sick of the palsy, grievously tormented. And Jesus said unto him, I will come and heal him. The centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that thou should come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. For I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I say unto this man, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard it, he marveled, and said to them that followed, Verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in all Israel. And I say unto you, that many shall come from the east and the west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And Jesus said unto the centurion, Go thy way, and as thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee. And his servant was healed in the self same hour. As we're going back to verse 1, we see here another instance when he cleanses the leper that came to him in faith and said, Lord, if you just will it, if you just speak the word, it will be done. And Jesus says, yes, I'll do it. And this is the same with you. There's no fanfare needed. You just go to him, and your going to him is your act of faith. The fact that you would go to him and ask him, you are exercising faith that he would actually answer you. So go to him. He says, go to him, and the best you can, do not doubt. You exercise in the faith of a mustard seed that you have, and believe that as you've asked, it will be as you've asked. And the fact that this man had such a heart for his servant, we think of those times when people were just cattle to them, that they didn't really have a heart or care for those that were servants to them. But here we see a centurion who cared for those that were under his command, including his servants. And he went out of his way. He didn't send someone to ask Jesus. He went himself and asked Jesus, would you heal my servant? And Jesus, seeing his heart and seeing his faith, he said, you don't even need to come under my roof. I'm unclean. You don't need to come to my roof. Just speak the word. It says that he marveled. You've got to wonder what could make Christ marvel. Doesn't often say that he marveled, but the faith of this centurion, the heart of this centurion, and this was not even one that was of Israel. He said, I haven't seen such faith. And may that be what God will be able to look at us, his children, and say, it's been a long time since I've seen someone that loved me like you love me, or believes in me the way you believe in me. And we get to that depth of relationship one day at a time, one event at a time. So it says here in verse 11, I say unto you that many shall come from the east and the west, and shall sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So it's showing that we're under the seed of Abraham. And the Bible goes through following that line, going down to Christ. That engrafted in that, he said, there are going to be many that come from the east and the west, from other nations, from other nationalities, from people that used to believe differently. They're all going to be included. He said there are going to be many that will come and be included. And that's good news for us, because a lot of times we don't know how far back, our line goes. Are we included, not included? But under Christ, everyone's included. Doesn't matter our origins, everyone's included through Christ. It says, but of the children of the kingdom, they shall be cast into outer darkness. That means that the light came to them and they refused the light. And therefore they're going to end up in utter darkness. It says there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. It's going to be a horrific experience. So let's look at what nuggets Matthew Henry has for us on these verses. So here, referring to the leper, we're looking in Matthew Henry commentary. It says, this cleansing directs us not only to apply to Christ, to appeal to him, who has power over bodily diseases to cure them, but it also teaches us in what manner to apply to him. When we cannot be sure of God's will, we may be sure of his wisdom and mercy. No guilt is so great, but Christ's blood can atone for it. No corruption so strong, but his grace can subdue it. To be made clean, we must commend ourselves to his pity. We cannot demand it as a debt. He doesn't owe us anything, but we must humbly request it as a favor. Those who by faith apply to Christ for mercy and grace may be sure that he will freely, willingly give them the mercy and grace they thus seek. And those afflictions are blessed that bring us to know Christ. So the experience that we have that bring us to the end of ourselves and have us now turn to Christ are actually a blessing. Let those who are cleansed from their spiritual leprosy go to Christ's ministers and open their case that they may advise, comfort, and pray for them. So we see that we just need to appeal to Christ by faith, and he will bless us with the mercy and the grace that we are looking for. And he says he will freely and willingly give us the mercy and grace that we are seeking. He's turning our attention to the centurion. This centurion was a heathen, a Roman soldier. Though he was a soldier, yet he was a godly man. No man's call in our place will be an excuse for unbelief and sin. See how he states his servant's case. We should concern ourselves with the souls of our children and servants, if they are spiritually sick, or feel not spiritual evils, or know not what is spiritually good. So whether they're sick or they just don't know that they're sick, they're unaware, says that they feel not spiritual evils. We should bring them to Christ by faith and prayer. So whether somebody's aware and struggling through the situation, or whether someone's just so blinded by it that they don't even realize the path they're going down, you bring them before Christ in prayer. So he goes on to note, the servant got a cure of his disease, and the master, the centurion, got the approval of his faith. What was said to him is said to all. Believe and ye shall receive. Only believe. See the power of Christ in the power of faith. The healing of our souls is at once the effect and the evidence of our interest in the blood of Christ. So we see Jesus is giving us another example, another application of faith. Believe and ye shall receive. Only believe. We want to maintain that faith of a mustard seed. And we exercise that faith by going to Christ in prayer for ourselves, for others around us. We see situations, we go to him in prayer saying, only you can fix this, Jesus. Only you can give us the cure to the situation that we desire. And in faith, once we've submitted it to him, we walk away believing, because he is so gracious and merciful, that he will give you the favorable answer to your prayer. If you haven't done so already, please, 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 pretty please, do click that thumbs up button to let me know that you see value in this. Also, please remember to check out your app store for our Coaching for Parents app. It has some amazing free content that is going to be invaluable to you as you navigate raising your tweens and teens. And as you go into your day, remember that you are highly blessed, greatly favored, and deeply loved, and that you already are victorious in him. So go forward today with the expectation of success. And keep your eye open for little treats that he may have already planted along the pathway of this day for you. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, for another moment of meditation.